Hello, hello. I believe our live stream is slowly started. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we have no glitches. Bear with me 1 second. I'm just making sure that I can share the stream today. How is everyone this fine morning? Got tea. No, I was gonna say I have T Swizzle songs in my head. No, this one's actually Katy Perry song. That is. There we go. Alrighty, I'm just making sure I can share my link and make sure my stream is live and active. Okay, and I think it is. Amazing. How is everyone today? It's been a few days since my last stream. And it's always so nice to come back to you guys. I kind of wish I did this more often, but who knows, maybe down the line we'll get into a more regular weekly streams. Right now it's just whenever I've got 2 days free, so I would like a little bit more structure on our streams, but that's always comes down in the future. We will get there, and hopefully we'll be able to enjoy it as well. I just want to let you guys know what's new on cryptocurrency right now. So tokens and gold volumes beat most of the ETFs as metal rallies towards $5,000. Also, Trump media sets date for airdrop of digital tokens to DGT shareholders. That's some big stuff coming up. We also have bear with me 1 second. I want to see what's absolutely top news right now. My news folder is coming through. Let's see what's happening with our Bitcoin. Alrighty. Okay, Bitcoin slips as traders lift July Fed rate hike bets ahead of inflation report. Okay, so once again, major cryptocurrencies have dropped by 2% or more in 24 hours as traders boosted bets of July Fed rate hike. Okay, so things are going down, but that's all right. Remember, what goes down must come back up. And that's what we're going to be looking forward to today. Well, today, in the future, coming up. Hopefully we can get into it. Anyone who is new to my stream, if you are new, we have a platform called SuperEx where you're able to trade cryptocurrency. You're able to do spot trading, futures, you can do copy trading, you can deposit, you can withdraw your funds. We've got a whole shebang of things. If you're not 100% sure what crypto is, in simple terms, cryptocurrency is digital money that exists online. It isn't controlled by a bank or government. Instead, it runs on blockchain technology, which securely records transactions in a transparent way. So some common examples are Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT. Bitcoin's often seen as like the digital gold. Ethereum powers applications, and USDT is a stable coin that stays close to the $1. So today we're going to be playing with spot trading and futures. If you've already seen a live stream about them, maybe there'll be something new coming up today. Who knows? But yeah, we're going to try to do spot trading and futures as smoothly as possible. Tomorrow's live stream will probably do futures and we'll do copy trading. But yeah, if you guys have any requests, feel free to pop in the comments on the pre-recorded live streams or an actual live stream. I do make sure I go check the comments and make sure that I'm giving you guys what you want to see. Alrighty, let's go straight into spot trading. This is the page that we're going to be playing with for spot trading. If you've seen our futures one, I'll give you a quick little look. As you can see, futures and spot, honestly, at a glance, look pretty similar. The one that's the biggest difference is when we do copy trading. That one's a little bit different. But we're going to be playing with spot and futures today. And then tomorrow we'll go on to copy trading, which is always a real fun one because you don't have to do too much. You kind of copy someone else's actions and hope for the best with some expert strategies to make sure you don't lose too much. Okay, so this is the SuperEx spot trading screen. I know it can look a little bit hectic at first, but it's actually pretty simple. And there are only 4 areas that we really need to pay attention to. So the top left, which is our pair sector right up here. Right now I have Bitcoin and USDT, but you can switch to any token, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. We've got the big chart in the middle. This is our trading view price chart. It shows you Bitcoin's price action live. As you can see, it's going up, down, up, down, up, down. And you can switch between 1 minute, 15 minutes, hourly, daily, whatever fits your style. I like to do a bigger scale because then I can kind of see what the trend is happening on that front. So right now it's on 15 minutes and I'll leave it there for now. But I do like to look at it maybe like for a day or a week just to kind of see what the trends are happening. And then over here we have our order book, and this shows you every buy order in green and every sell order in red in real time. We don't really need to worry about that right now for this stream, and beginners out there, you just glance at it, you acknowledge that it's there, but we don't need to play with it too much. And then the far right, our trading panel is where the magic happens. This is the main part that we'll be interacting with today. Okay, so on our trading panel, at the top we've got buy in green, and when you click on sell, it's red. But today we're gonna be buying Bitcoin. Just a heads up, I do live next to the train track, so you will be hearing trains going by back and forth. And I keep my window open to let my room air out for my fur babies because they like to have a bit of fresh air. But if for some reason you guys find it too noisy, let me know in the comments. And I can always close my windows for the live stream, but for now I like to have the airflow in from my babies. A couple of you guys may know I'm a new time fur baby mama. Even though I've had fur babies when I was a kid, and I've lived with fur babies majority of my life because my friends all had fur babies and I essentially adopt them as my own child. So I don't feel like I've missed out because I definitely have been playing with my fur babies all my life, but this is the first time they're actually mine and my partner's. So that's really exciting for me to have full custody of some fur babies, and I love it because they're the sweetest things ever. One's a little bit cheekier than the other, but that's okay. All right, sorry for this small detour. You guys know for my live streams, you're not just here for cryptocurrency on SuperEx. You're here to know a little bit, snippets about my life and what's happening. Okay, so we're going to be buying today, and then underneath that, we've got 3 different order types. We've got limit, we got market, and we've got stop market. I want to be using limit. Why is that? I'll explain. So a market order buys at whatever the price the market is right now. You have no control. A limit order lets you say, I only buy if Bitcoin drops to my price. That's kind of how the pros do it. Be patient, disciplined. We love it. We don't want you racing into something and then losing all the funds. Okay, let's do a quick little detour. If you wanted to trade something outside of Bitcoin, this is how you kind of switch your pairs. So right now I have Bitcoin and USDT. And then when you hover over this or click on this, this is what comes down. So we've got a search bar here. So you can type in any token that you want, be it ET, ETH, SOL, BNB, anything. So SuperEx has honestly thousands of pairs that you can trade. And then these tabs right below it lets you filter by category. So we've got spot for crypto, stock for US stocks. Yes, you heard me right. You can trade like Apple, Tesla, whatever your little heart desires. And then we have free market for community listed tokens and so on. Or you can click just on the most popular pairs down below here. I'm sticking with Bitcoin and USDT for today, so I'll just leave it on that page and we can move on. But honestly, guys, play around with it and you can kind of see the graph moving between different pairs. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, so this one's just the Bitcoin and USDT one. Okay, we're gonna go back to our trading panel, which is, remember, on the far right here, to set our buy price. Okay, Bitcoin is sitting at around $64,876 dollars right now, and maybe I think it's gonna dip a little bit. We are talking about it's been fluctuating a whole bunch. So how about I offer 64,000. So I've just clicked the price field and I typed that in right there. So this kind of means my order will sit in the order book, and the moment Bitcoin touches 64,000 USDT, my buy fills automatically. Until then, nothing happens. I'm in control, not chasing the market, and we love that. Okay, next, how much money do we really want to commit to this, okay? So you see the total at the bottom here. That's going to be how much USDT you want to spend. For this demo, I'm going to be popping 50 USDT. When I type in 50, see what happens. Love SuperEx because boom, the amount field automatically calculates how much Bitcoin I'll get. So in this case, I'll get 0.00078 of a Bitcoin. You don't have to do the math. SuperEx does it. We love that. Also, a quick little tip to notice here is our available balance. It says I have 15 USDT, so I actually wouldn't be able to make this process this buy, but it's just for the time being for a demo. I wanted you guys to have some nice even numbers to be able to see what's happening. Okay, and then this next part is the part that most beginners like to skip because they're like, oh, I'm gonna buy Bitcoin. No. Most important part is take profit and stop loss. Right above the buy button here, you see the checkbox that says take profit and stop loss. We are going to tick it, okay? And then 2 new fields have shown up. Number 1 is the TP trigger, your take profit. I'm gonna set that one at, let's go 70,000. 3. So SuperEx pretty much tells me in red when the price reaches 70,000 USDT, it'll trigger a market order, and my estimated P&L will be 4.68 USDT. So that kind of means when Bitcoin moves from 64,000 to 70,000, the platform will sell my Bitcoin automatically. I lock in my profit while I'm asleep, while I'm at work, anywhere. We love that. All right, now let's move down to our SL trigger, which is our stop loss. I'm going to set this one at 60,000. So kind of like the same logic, but opposite direction. If Bitcoin crashes from 64,000 down to 60,000, the platform sells it automatically. I will lose 3.12 of a USDT, but I don't lose 20, I don't lose 50. My downside is capped then. So this is the message that SuperEx shows you. When the price reaches 60,000 USDT, it'll trigger a market order. Remember, read everything that SuperEx has to say. They are trying to make sure that you are making the most educated decision as possible, okay? Remember, when the pros do this, they never enter a trade without an exit plan, and we just made ours within a span of like 20 seconds. Super easy. Do not skip this part. Okay, the final part, before you click anything, double check the numbers at the bottom. So my available USDT, 15. So I wouldn't actually be able to process this order, but we know. Just make sure everything matches exactly what you expect. And then you get to hit that big, beautiful green button, your buy Bitcoin button. That's it. Your order would then be now live in the order book. So it'll pop up over here. You can see it in the open orders tab here at the bottom. You don't have to sit and watch it. The system handles everything. So remember, if Bitcoin hits 64,000, you buy. If it hits 70,000, you sell for profit. If it crashes to 60,000, you sell to cut your loss. 3 scenarios, all automated. We love that, okay? So that's pretty much a really straightforward way of how to do spot trading on SuperEx. I love it. It's honestly, as someone who is self-taught in the last 2 months, this was the first one that I was able to do quite comfortably. I felt really comfortable with what my understanding was with what I was processing because SuperEx made sure that I knew exactly what I was doing every step of the way. So yeah, we love SuperEx for that. Made it so easy and not intimidating, especially when I realized I don't need to be looking at my order book right now. It's not something that is relevant to what I am doing. So yeah, pretty much, guys, a quick little overview of what we just did. We found a pair. We clicked our buy. We chose limit. We chose our price, our amount. We made sure to set our TP and SL and buy. 7 steps, less than 2 minutes. Once you've done it once or twice, super simple. I hope you guys find that helpful. But yeah, I don't get intimidated by this page anymore. I actually find it really comforting because I know exactly what I'm doing. And then let's jump over to something similar but different. Same, but different, okay? This is our perpetual futures trading screen. I know it looks quite similar to spot. Let's have a little side by side again. Same, but different with a few new pieces. So the 4 areas that we need to scan for our futures page is the top left. We have the similar thing. we have our pair sector. Right now, once again, we're doing Bitcoin USDT perpetual. You can switch between ETH, SOL, anything your heart desires. You can change it by clicking on here. The top center, this row is our future specific data. So we've got our mark price is what the platform uses to calculate your unrealized P&L and liquidation. We've got index price is the multi-exchange weighted spot price. We've got funding / countdown, every 8 hour longs pay shorts or vice versa depending on the funding rate. You'll see the timer counting down. We've got the 24-hour change, high, low, turnover, standard, okay? It's all up there, whatever you need for our futures. And then far right, which we're going to be spending most of our time on today, is our trading panel. This is where our magic is going to happen for futures. And then we have our order book here. Once again, buy and sell orders in red and green. For futures, this also matters for a funding rate skew, but for beginners and what we're doing today, we're going to glance and ignore it. We love it. Sorry, my fur baby just jumped up on his little tower that I got him. You know, whenever you have like a cat and you buy them new toys and they don't use it, it took him forever to want to use it. I kind of wish I could show you. But if I move my screen, I'll just try to take a photo of him. All right, let's see. There he is. He's up on his little tower. He's such a good baby. And now he's lying down. He's probably sniffing because I did a bit of a wipe down. I noticed that he had a little bit of like groupy group on his tower, and I wanted to make sure it was clean. So I gave it a bit of a wipe down with an alcohol wet wipe. And now all I can see him doing is he's sniffing what I've cleaned. But I love that he finds it comfortable, and it's so rare to have cats that want to use their toys that we buy them, so I am stoked that he is using it. Okay, back to futures. Before we open anything, we're going to pick our margin mode in the trading panel. Remember, that's on the far right here. Click the buttons that says, mine says isolated. Yours will probably say cross because that's the first one that it comes up with. This pop-up is going to appear. There's 3 choices. Listen carefully because this decides what happens when things go wrong, okay? So cross margin mode. Every position you have under this asset shares one single margin balance. If one trade tanks, the system will pull from your other position margin to prevent liquidation, okay? So this sounds nice, but if everything crashes at once, you can lose your entire futures wallet, not just one position. So we don't really like that aspect. Oh, I'm spinning out of frame a little bit. Okay, and then we have isolated margin. That's the one that I had already clicked on just before. So you assign a fixed amount of margin to each position. If the trade goes against you, you only lose that allocated margin. The rest of your wallet is safe, recommended for beginners, okay? This is the one that we want to recommend. Then we have number 3. We have split margin mode. So similar to isolated, but you transfer a specific amount upfront. If the margin drops to anything below 100%, you get liquidated and the trader can lose all the margin in that sub account. So remember, if the margin rate is less than or equal to 100%. So yeah. So just make sure that you guys make the right decision for whatever you are deciding to make a trade for. Click confirm. But my honest recommendation for your first month or 2 months or 3 months, I've pretty much have only stuck to isolated for the time being, just because I don't want one bad trade to kind of like wipe out everything that I have earned. So I'm going to stick with isolated for now because that is my happy spot. But maybe for a future live stream, we can go to something a little bit different, okay? All right, next we're going to be playing with our leverage. The button next to our margin mode, mine currently says 30 times. We're going to go click right there. So at the top here, you can use the plus and minus to fine tune it, or we can drag it across here. I like to keep mine on 30 personally, but just make sure to read the warning carefully. So selecting a high leverage will increase the risk of forced liquidation. So at 150 times, it's at 0.66%. Move against you wipes you out. At 10 times, it takes about a 9% move. At 3 times, you can survive a 30% crash. Higher leverage isn't bigger profits. It's smaller margin for the same position size, which means tighter liquidation distance, okay? So once you've chosen what you want, you click confirm. For first timers, I would actually say go a bit lower, go anywhere between like 3 times to 5 times. You want to learn the platform and not risk it all in one day. You can increase it later once you understand what you are actually playing with. Today, I'm going to stick with my 30 times. Okay, now we're going to actually set up the actual order. We are currently using limit order mode. So similar to what I was saying with spot, is that this lets you pick the exact buy price instead of taking the market. That just feels a lot more secure for me, and that's where I'm going to go. All right, now with the price field, remember Bitcoin's sitting at around 64,928 USDT, which is essentially US dollars. So I am going to say, all right, we're going to go 64,000, similar to what we did for our spot. Just a little small dip from the current, so if Bitcoin drops there, my order will fill. If it doesn't, nothing happens. I can cancel that anytime, which we love. Okay, this little toggle underneath is quite important. Cont versus USDT. Cont means that how many contracts, so each Bitcoin contract on SuperEx is equal to a specific Bitcoin quantity, whereas USDT means how much USDT you want to commit. I tend to like to use USDT because it's the dollar amount I understand, and it's very clear, and I know what I'm playing with then. Okay, and then for the amount for this demo, like our spot, I'm going to put 50 USDT. That's how much capital I'm committing to this trade. Okay, and then we're going to look down below. Our margin says 1.66 USDT. That's only $3 and change locked up as collateral because of the 30 times leverage. 50 USD of exposure only requires 50 divided by 30, which is equals 1.66 USDT of margin. That's the leverage magic. Small margin, big position, big risk too. And thank you, SuperEx, for doing all the math for me so I don't have to do it. Okay, most important part of this section, like spot trading, is the take profit and stop loss. If you only remember one thing from this video, make it this. Never enter a futures trade without these two numbers set, okay? So we're going to find the TPSL little tick box just above our big, beautiful buttons here. We're going to tick it. Okay, the two new fields have shown up. Take profit, price. I'm going to put the same numbers I put for spot trading. I'm going to put 70,000. And then my, so you guys remember what that means, right? So I'm buying this at 64,000. But if Bitcoin bumps up to 70,000, it'll settle automatically and lock in my gains. Don't need to stare at the chart. Platform does it for me. Love. Stop loss price, I'm going to put you guys at 60,000. Pretty much the opposite direction. You remember what that means. So if Bitcoin crashes down to 60,000, I'll sell immediately and cap my loss. This is the line between losing some margin and getting completely liquidated. That's why it's so important to set these two. Okay, after you've done that, remember both need to be set, and then you go down to our green and red button down here. And if you think that Bitcoin is going to go up, choose open long. If you think it's going to go down, click open short. So it's whichever one you guys think, okay? Have a look at the graph and see what the trend is and base it on that, and then choose whichever you think is going to be happening. So something just to kind of note is that to do this trade, you want to make sure all these numbers are set and you've got the correct amount of available balance before you process all of this. But honestly, guys, that didn't take much time at all. So just make sure that you choose whichever one you want. So for the sake of this one, we'll say that we clicked open long, right? And then your order goes live. So we've got two places that we can check it. We've got the first one is the open orders tab, which is at the bottom of the screen. If it's a limit order that hasn't been filled yet, it sits here. You can cancel at any time, okay? And then we've got our positions tab, Once the order fills, so if Bitcoin touches the 64,000 bid that I put in, the trade moves from open orders to positions. You'll see your entry price, your current P&L in USDT, liquidation price, and a close button. So to close early, you can hit the close button. So once that's up there, you can click the close button. You can do a flash close, which is like the market price and instant, or limit close, your chosen exit price. Once closed, your margin is returned to your futures wallet, plus or minus your P&L minus fees. But yeah. If your TP or SL triggers automatically, the position closes itself. You'll see it in our order history, okay? Yeah. Honestly, guys, it's incredibly straightforward. The more you do it, the faster you'll get at it. Just make sure that you're looking at your numbers and you're always, for whichever one you're doing, be it spot or futures, you always fill in your TP and SL. That is super, super important. Let's just do a quick little recap for our futures one. So for perpetual futures on SuperEx, what you do first is you pick your margin mode. Isolate for beginners is what we love. Step 2, we pick your leverage. Start low, 3 to 5 times. Remember, I did 30 times today, but that's because I've done it a few more times. All right, step 3, set your price. Choose use T amount. Step 4, always, always, always set your TP and SL. Step 5, open long or short based on your view. Step 6, manage position from the positions tab. It's as simple as that, guys, honestly. The more you do it, the better you'll be. Just make sure you guys always just read everything, because I know that the more experienced you be, you think, okay, I know exactly what I'm doing. And it'd be so easy to accidentally miss this one little tick box, because you'd be like, oh, I see a green button. Let's press the green button. No, don't press the green button without pressing this first. This helps to make sure that you're going to be happier with whatever the outcome is going to be. So you've pretty much set how much you're going to lose or how much you can gain from it. Sorry. The train is coming by. You can always tell when it's like a high-speed train because it just zooms on by, whereas the older train is definitely louder and older in its movements. It's like very chunky. Yeah, so sorry for the sound if that does get to you. Remember, guys, if any of these sounds get to you or whatever, please let me know, because in the comments then I can make any changes that you guys would like. If you guys would like to see specific things in my live stream, if you guys would like to see less of something, more of something else, let me know in the comments. I really do want to listen to whatever you guys want to see. And if you guys have not already gotten a SuperEx account, let me pop this in the comment section for you guys right now. Honestly, I've said this before in a previous live stream. I wanted to get into trading a few months ago just because in full honesty, what had happened was I had wanted to buy property. So this is in Australia. I wanted to buy property. And I had a good portion of a deposit ready to buy a property. Like the property that I was looking at, I won't give exact numbers, but I was willing to give around 50% deposit for an apartment. Okay. And it was in a nice part of Sydney. Like it was not like a tiny little place. Like it was a good chunk of change I was willing to put up for this apartment. And I didn't get approved on my loan, mainly because you guys know I'm not based in Australia right now. So proving income while overseas is a little bit harder. But yeah, they wouldn't approve of my loan. And that disheartened me so much because I'd been saving for pretty much since I was like early 20s. I am now 30. I'm turning 33 very soon, guys. In 12 days, I'm turning 33. Yeah, so I've just been saving for years to be able to buy this property in Australia, which I was going to get my mum to live in. And when they rejected my loan, they didn't actually give me a reason why. But it was really disheartening because I was like, what am I going to do with this funds? And so I told myself, why don't I learn how to do trades online? Because I've got this extra bit of change. And why don't I try invest it in certain things and see where I can go? So yeah, I actually tried a different platform to begin with, and it was not as positive experience. It was very tedious with the sign up page and all the information it wanted. And honestly, I just wanted something simple. And that's what I got when I got SuperEx. So when you guys log into SuperEx, it's an amazing thing. So I just sent the link in the comments down below. Pretty much you guys just need to click on the link, sign up using your email, phone number, create a strong password, verify your account through the code sent to you. Then you set up a 2-factor authentication in your settings to add an extra layer of security. And boom, you're done. Once that's done, honestly, you're ready to deposit funds and start trading. It was such an easy and positive experience for me that I was really happy to do the live streams, because I wanted exactly that. I wanted ease, and I wanted the website to kind of help hold my hand a little bit along the way, because it was something new I was learning, and it did. So I honestly, completely positive experience when I first started SuperEx. There's no pressure if you guys don't want to, but I just thought these live streams would be kind of helpful for you guys to see what's happening. And yeah, so thank you so much for tuning in today's live stream. If you have any comments, feedback, let us know in the comments down below. We can make any changes, whatever you need. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow for another live stream where we'll play on, probably we'll do futures and copy trading, but we'll see how we go. Okay. All right. Thank you so much.